Hey, this is Heidi Dawson. If you love all things health and wellness and style of any kind, hang out here with me each week. I'm obsessed with never-ending improvement, and it's all in an effort to help each one of us live a wildly successful lifestyle. Subscribe today so you don't miss a thing. Hi guys, welcome to the 40th episode of the Wildly Successful Lifestyle Podcast. So I was running the other day. I've been running quite a bit, which I have to admit I'm really loving. I just put my music on and go. It's awesome. Sometimes it puts me in such a good state that ideas just seem to flow to me almost as much as during meditation. And that happened the other day. I was thinking about how much we're influenced by what we see and hear and we talk about. It made me think about a few questions. So what is our addiction to our phone, social media, and the news doing to us? How much does it influence what we do or think? What is it doing to our brain, to our relationships? For instance, call me naive, but I believe most people are genuinely good. I choose to believe that we're all created equal. We all want everyone, regardless of their skin color, to have good opportunities and have good happen to them. I do recognize too that we have bias. We all do. But I'm choosing to recognize mine when it pops up, and I check myself. Racism exists, guys. We know it does. You're either living proof through firsthand experience or you've seen it occur. Now, it may be that you only see subtle instances, but listen, we're at a point where we can't be okay with that anymore. Don't be okay with the subtle instances. Don't just laugh it off. All you have to say in a very loving way is that's just not funny. I don't find that funny. Love and respect everyone regardless of their skin color. If we all did that, what a different world it would be, right? But think about this. How often do you go into a restaurant or grocery store and people are friendly and nice? It doesn't matter what color you are. Most people seem genuinely kind. I believe our natural instinct is to be loving and kind. Our influences are what change that. My friend and I were out to dinner the other evening, and we had the most pleasant experience with a waitress that was of a different race. Now, normally, I wouldn't even be thinking about that, but because of everything the news is throwing at us right now, it's hard not to. But you know what? That waitress doesn't live under a rock either. She sees the news too, and she was going out of her way to make us feel welcome and comfortable at her restaurant. I love her for that. And it just made me realize that shutting out the noise is super important right now. Sometimes, though, if I listen to a news show and they're harping on one race or another, then that's going to be on your mind. It's going to be in your thoughts. And if you see someone that's of that race, because of the influence of that news show, you might be thinking, do they dislike me? Do they think I dislike them? Are they angry at me? Do I smile at them? Will they even smile back? This isn't a natural thing, guys. Think about kids. It doesn't matter at all about the color of skin. They just want to play. And if you like the same thing they like, they want to play with you. That's what comes naturally. The other stuff is taught or put into our brain by our surroundings, most often by the news or ignorance, and it's been permeating social media lately as well. It's hard not to see it. I think long term, though, what's happening is a good thing. We're talking about it. We're having conversations. We just all have to work together to make it better. I choose to believe I'm no better than any other human being. Now, I have talents and skills that are mine. They're specific to me, but so do you. And I love that. Don't be manipulated and influenced by negative media. But also realize that there are other viewpoints than your own, and sometimes they're very different perspective. So always try to be open to other people's feelings and opinions. This influence does not just affect our relationships. It can also affect our sense of security as well. My husband and I got away for the weekend and sort of unplugged from technology. It was really nice. But when we got back into town, a friend sent a text to my husband and asked if we were okay where we live. We felt it was kind of odd, so he said, "Of course we are. Why would you ask?" Well, his friend said, "Well, we hear that your town has been supposedly targeted for riot activity that night." We had no idea. So now, of course, we start looking online for news, and we find all kinds of news to be stressed out about. You know what? Nothing came of that. Nothing changed in our life that night except our brain and our stress level. If we'd never gotten that text, we'd never know about it. Now, you have to be smart and you have to stay safe. So how do you stay aware without becoming so influenced by the 24-hour news cycle? One thing I personally try to do is maintain good habits when it comes to external influences. My goal is to never even look at the news or my email until after my morning routine, which includes journaling, listening to a positive podcast, meditation, and exercise. If I look at the news, I always try to counteract it with a positive podcast or a few minutes of something positive so that I'm influenced by that instead of something negative. And that takes a lot of discipline and practice, and it's not always perfect for me. I mean, sometimes I'm just like, oh, I have to see what's going on. But then my brain goes into a spiral, so I know I have to counteract that. Olympic athletes, they train so hard to get their bodies in shape. I feel like I want to train mentally just as hard. I almost think it's more crucial right now than it has been in a long time. We have to take care of our mental health and build mental strength if we're going to stay happy and positive while the world around us is so chaotic. I want to be under the influence of good thoughts and good stories and good news, which frames my thoughts for the day. So let's all make an effort to just be kind, show extra consideration and extra grace to every single person we meet. And please realize there are things that people are going through that you know nothing about. So let's just focus on the good of other people, the good of our world, the good our earth offers. Be influenced by the good stuff because there's so much good out there. Search for it, find it, embrace it, and it will embrace you right back. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I love you all, and I will talk to you in a few days. Don't forget to subscribe and share with your friends because we're just going to keep going bigger and better places together, and I love that about us. Talk to you in a few days.